This video is on solving by using substitution. The steps for solving by using substitution are: 1. Isolate the x or the y. Substitute that x or y from one equation to the other. And step 3, solve for the missing variable. So I have two equations. I have x equals 3 and x plus y equals 8. To figure out what x and y equal, we're going to use substitution. First of all, I know what x equals. In this one, x equals 3. Tells us right here. So the only thing left is to find y. And we're going to use substitution. X equals 3. Isolate the x. Well, x is isolated. Step 2, substitute the x from one equation to the other. X is 3, so I'm going to put a 3 into this x spot. So I'm putting this equation into this one. It says x equals 3. I put 3 into the x spot. And then I solve. Step 3, solve for the missing letter. I'm missing y. Solve it. It's a plus 3. The only way to get rid of it, to take it to the other side, is subtract 3 to both sides. 3 minus 3 is 0. We're left with y equals 8 minus 3 is 5. Here's my other answer. X equals 3 and y equals 5. Okay, let's try another one. X equals 2y is one equation, and the other equation is 2x plus 2y equals 21. Step number 1, isolate the x. We have x is by itself. And then we're going to substitute this x into our x. Our x here equals 2y. We're going to plug this 2y into our x spot. So we have 2 times x plus 3y equals 21. There's our equation. And we're using substitution. We're going to plug this 2y into the x spot. So 2y goes into the x spot. That's substituting 2y into the x using substitution. And now we're just going to go through the math and solve. 2 times 2y is 4y plus 3y equals 21. 4y plus 3y is 7y. And now we got to get y by itself. What's the 7 doing to the y? It's multiplying. The only way to get rid of the 7 is do opposite math. Opposite of multiplying by 7 is dividing by 7. 7 divided by 7 is 1y. Another way of saying 1y is just y. 21 divided by 7 is 3. Okay, here's half our answer. Remember, we need to find out what x equals and what y equals. Well, y equals 3. We just found that out. Now we got to find x. Take this and go back to one of my 2 original equations. It doesn't matter which one you plug it in. I'm going to use this first one. This first one's really easy. Here's the first equation. X equals 2 times y. Y is 3, so x equals 2 times y. We already said y is 3. So I'm going to plug in 3 into y. So x equals 2 times 3 is 6. And I've got one more equation. This one right here. X plus y equals 10, and 2x plus 3y equals 27. Step 1, isolate the x or the y. It doesn't matter which one you isolate. I'm going to isolate the x. So I'm going to rewrite this. First, x plus y equals 10. And I want x by itself. It doesn't matter if you get x or y by itself. It doesn't matter. I'm going to get x by itself. So I got to get rid of this y. It's a plus y, so I'm going to minus both y to both sides. Y minus y is 0. I'm left with x equals 10 minus y. Okay, so I've isolated the x. X equals 10 minus y. Now, I use this equation and I isolated the x. I'm now going to take this x and plug it into the x of my other equation. So my other equation is 2 times x plus 3y equals 27. And x equals, you see here it says x equals 10 minus y. So in the x spot, I'm substituting 10 minus y for the x. And then I'm going to go through the distribution process. 2 times 10 is 20. 2 times a negative y is a negative 2y. Bring down everything else, plus 3y equals 27. Combine like terms, a negative 2y and a plus 3y. Negative 2 plus 3 is 1y, and I keep on saying, another way of saying 1y is just y. They mean the same thing. Equals 27 over here. And I still have a, by the way, this is a positive 1y. And I bring down my 20. So I need to get y by itself. I have to get rid of this positive 20. The only way to get rid of it, do opposite math. Opposite of plus 20 is minus 20 to both sides. 20 minus 20 is 0. We're left with y equals 27 minus 20 is 7. So one answer is, remember, for this problem, I need to know what x equals and what y equals. I know what y equals. Y equals 7. To find x, here's x. By the way, it doesn't matter which formula you use. It's easier to take it back to one of the originals, I think. X plus y is 10, so I'm going to use that. Once you find x or y, just plug it back into any one of the originals. X plus y equals 10. That's one of my original equations. And here, y is 7. So I'm just going to change y to 7 and solve for x. Get the 7 to the other side by subtracting 7. 7 minus 7 is 0. We're left with x equals 10 minus 7 is 3. So for this problem, x is 3 and y is 7. That's the video. Thank you for watching. I hope it helps.